Hey everyone, this is my review for Stargirl Season 3, Episode 2, titled Frenemies Chapter 2, The Suspects. The description for this episode says, after stumbling upon a suspicious murder in Blue Valley, the JSA begin looking at potential suspects. A tense run-in with the Shade makes Courtney and Pat realize Sylvester's old ways could land them in hot water. Barbara steps in to help Paula. We started off seeing parts of last episode from another perspective. Croc was the one who drove by Gambler's trailer, planning to kill him, but I guess he stopped himself because, like Tiger said later on, they don't want to risk being taken away from Artemis again. Turns out the shadowy figure we saw last time was the Shade, not Mr. Bones, who showed up to apologize, but of course Sly is not gonna believe that. In fact, Courtney's the only one who seems to be willing to believe in the villains, and she's the only one who even cared about the gambler's murder. Everyone else was just insisting it was Cindy, even though she claims that she found him like that, picked up the gun and it accidentally went off. I know, a bit unbelievable, but still. Just the way Sly immediately says it's gotta be her or one of the ISA members tells me it's gotta be him. He's trying to cover his tracks. The thing about Rick and Yolanda is I totally see Yolanda's side. Although she's wrong about Cindy experimenting on herself, that was her father who did that. But when Bev even dares to suggest it could have been Grundy, Rick immediately denies it. Of course it's because he's dead, but why is Rick so willing to forgive Grundy and see that he's another victim of the ISA, but he won't give the same chance to Cindy? Yolanda might have a point though, because next we saw Cindy taking some purple liquid that she made, but I think it's the opposite. She's trying to reverse her father's experiments and go back to be normal, or it could be a healing serum because she seemed injured. I'm so glad we got the scene. I just felt like last episode was missing a big entrance from her, and this was definitely it. I'm guessing they had Gambler write his letter to Becky just so we'd get that beautiful scene of Courtney reading it and realizing that it's everything she wished that her own father would have told her. If so, I'm so glad they did. That scene with Pat was great, and it looks like that letter convinced Courtney that the gambler was trying to change. I'm loving those JSA lunch meetings, even though Cindy keeps getting left out. I want to see more of Cindy and Courtney's friendship develop because, well, Yolanda keeps insisting that Cindy gave Gambler that stab wound. It seemed like Courtney had Cindy's back. They seem to believe in each other. After all, they were almost friends in Season 1. Too bad they're convinced that whoever has the laptop is the killer because, of course, Cindy has it, so that's gonna cause tension between them. I was surprised Maria already made Shade a perfect tea. I thought that would be a running gag, but it makes sense if they're gonna already wrap up Shade's storyline for now. Blue Valley can't handle both his and Sly's huge egos. Now this was the Sylvester Pemberton I was expecting. He wouldn't let Pat sit down, he attacked Shade in the middle of the diner in a town that's probably never seen a fight, then he got mad at Pat for stopping him cause he's only a sidekick. Also, who is he to judge Shade for wearing a top hat? This man basically wears the American flag. I'm so glad Pat finally stood up to him. Now here's where I'm not sure if Sly was ever gonna cool down and got carried away, or he always planned on attacking the Shade. If he wanted to stab, he's already got it. There's no need to take Courtney out of school to level up. The Flash ruined that phrase for me. Her stunts seemed more impressive anyways, but that was a pretty cool scene when they both literally turned into stars. Then they went to the Shade's house to apologize, and it all fell apart once the Shade reminded Sly of the JSA staff, so Sly attacked him. I mean, it makes sense because this was all like a year ago for Sly, but Shade said what we're all thinking. Nobody wants you here, Sylvester. He was such a jerk his whole life that only Pat showed up to his funeral. Also, I think that the fact Cosmo went back to Courtney during the fight means that when the time comes, it'll stick by her. Shade ended up leaving Blue Valley, but I'm sure he'll be back. Like he said, he's just got other things to attend to right now, probably involving Jenny and Obsidian because of those green sparks he keeps getting. I'm guessing the killer is gonna be revealed halfway through the season, then those three get to come back right in time for the Infinity Inc. episodes, unless they're planning on pulling another Starman and they only show up for the finale. So Mike actually had a great idea for once to use the Thunderbolt to find Gambler's killer. Too bad that their wish didn't work out. I'm loving Jakeem this season. He's got a great dynamic with Mike because they're like total opposites. All that they learned was that the killer has many names. Well, yeah, Starman, Sylvester Pemberton, Sly, the Star Spangled Kid, Skyman, the man who killed the JSA. This whole time, Sly was blaming the Shade for getting them killed since Shade suggested killing Bruce Gordon to kill Eclipso, which led to their breakup and not being ready to face the ISA. But in reality, Sly blamed himself for being the tiebreaker, and now he's got Survivor's Guild. That was actually really emotional, but it kills my theories because if Sly actually regrets killing Bruce Gordon, there's no way he would have killed the gambler. I could still see him forming Infinity Inc. He's still gonna disagree with Courtney about whether these villains should be redeemed, but I think he's only the killer if Mr. Bones was controlling him and he's the one that brought him back. Cindy and the Crocs are obviously red herrings. Why would they reveal them this early? We also saw Cameron again, and it looks like they're doing that trope where the artistic kid loses his talents and he goes insane because now his hands are freezing up and he can't paint. At least Mr. Dysinger's back, and maybe Cam can confide in him and relate to him since they've had similar body horror experiences. Overall, this was a pretty good episode. I'm not sure if I preferred this one or the premiere. Once again, it had a lot of setup. It was kind of slow because it's exploring each suspect. My favorite scene was definitely Paula and Barbara baking that cake. I'm really loving the friendship. I'm also thinking that Paula might have been the one that hired that gang so Artemis could show off her moves to the JSA, especially since it was the first thing that she brought up to Barbara. Those two bring that campy comedy feel that I was expecting this season with the classic murder mystery vibe, but I'm also loving the more grown-up feeling that we're getting from everyone else, which kind of surprised me. Also, Bev's dad brought it up, but why does this town really believe that everything that's happened is what? Global warming? An earthquake hit the middle of Nebraska, crazy storms happening all summer, somewhere and now there's a tornado that just so happens to only hit the gambler? How do they explain the school getting wrecked 2 times last year? Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos on Stargirl. Leave your thoughts on the video or episode in the comments below. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Goodbye.